Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. I am relatively new into this community, not new to open source. I've been in open source for a long time. I spent a lot of years at Cloud Native Computing Foundation, the RISC-V Foundation, Linux Foundation, of course, part of that, as well as working in open source for companies like Oracle. Yes, they do open source. Dell, Cisco, for example. So I've been in open source for a long time doing advocacy and community building type things. And so I wanted to do, I don't always do a who am I slide, but since I am just getting to know you all, I wanted you to know a couple important things. I've been with the foundation for 10 months, although I've known Deb for a lot longer. I love mountains. Mountains and skiing, those are my favorite things. If you need some, I see thumbs up back there. If you need something from me, the best way to get to me is to bring me French fries and a glass of white wine. And that is my dog, Cece. And hopefully, if we're on a call, she will come and join us. Normally, she whines because she wants me to stop working and entertain her because she's very spoiled. But yeah, so this is me, and it's wonderful to meet all of you here today. You've heard a couple times here at this conference, you've probably heard this before. What is the FreeBSD Foundation? We are a US-based nonprofit, and the type of nonprofit that we are is dedicated to the public good and supporting the FreeBSD project and the community. That is what we do. We are not here for members, we are here for the project and the community. We do that through supporting and funding development projects. We do that through advocacy and marketing, funding that, which is me and the team. We do that through some of the community support things we do. And we do that, we are the legal entity for the project. And so we're responsible for things like contracts and licensing and any other sort of legal stuff that I don't have to do, somebody else has to do, Deb. So before we get started in this room, and we're just going to do a little poll, get a little audience interaction. Raise your hand if you are working with any one of the BSD operating systems. I would expect everybody's hand to go up. If your hand didn't go up, are you listening? Okay, thank you. Now, how about Linux? Anybody still using Linux? Okay. Yep, we can't get away from it. Windows. Okay, yeah, I'm really sorry. I feel bad for you that you have to do that. I think Windows is hard because I'm a Mac user, so how about Mac OS? Okay, oh good, okay. Now I want to know, how many of you do it like as part of your work, like it's on your work laptop or desktop? Yeah. I went to the State of OpenCon, and that was my first conference as part of this organization. And people are so excited to tell me how they're using it on their everyday work laptops, so good to hear. How many people in the room, their organization is using it? Oh, I love that. Okay, I want to talk to every one of you when we get done. And then how many people are using it just like at home, maybe a network file server? And holy cow, man, you guys are all enthusiasts. I love it, absolutely love it. Okay. Well, I did say Mac OS, and I wanted to share this article. Now, I put these QR codes up here. I don't know if they're going to work, so somebody can try it and let me know. But I've added some QR codes to these slides, and this will take you directly to an article in the New Stack that a friend of mine, Jason, who also is one of our writers, wrote about how the 5 ways that Mac OS is using components of BSD. So I'm always excited. Oh, did it work? The QR code worked? I got a thumbs up. Excellent. And I'm not going to read through this. You can read the article. He gave me some key points for the slide. But as he was really digging into Apple and how Apple has historically, he did a bunch of research, how Apple has historically used components from BSD in the operating systems that they create. I just found it really interesting, and that I think as we look further into how BSD is in our everyday life, I think we're going to find that a lot more. So I wanted to share this because I thought it was an interesting article. So this title of this talk is kind of how we can all advocate together for the project. So I'm going to go through a bunch of things that the project does. And during this, if that sounds interesting to you and you like that, then that is a way that you can get involved with the project and with the foundation and also help advocate for FreeBSD. So I'm going to give you a lot of ideas on this. So one of the things that we do is that we support projects. And you can click on that QR code. It'll go to our project page. But I'm also, I'm going to click on this here. And the foundation, let's see if this is going to work. Oh, it does. It did kind of, didn't it? So the foundation, through our funding, we fund projects. And those projects are the projects that we're going to do are determined by a combination of us talking with the core team and the funding available and kind of what's needed with the operating system. And so on this page, we list all of the projects that we are currently funding right now. So you'll kind of see an in progress. So as I scroll through these, if any of these look interesting, I'm going to hopefully have a slide that's going to tell you how you can get involved with them. But you can see there's a number of projects that are being funded and worked on with foundation assets. And then when we get down here, OpenStack, wow. When we get down here to the bottom, we also list the projects that are already complete. So, and we do that to kind of keep historical record of some of the development that has happened, because sometimes that gets lost through release notes and through some of the project pages. So, there's a lot of projects that are being worked on that need help and need contributors. And if you want to get involved, the best thing I can suggest to you is to jump on out there to the FreeBSD project page, and it has a lot of information on how you can get involved in the projects. And I will have my email at the end. I can tell you it's pretty easy. It's just kim@freebsdfoundation.org. You can always email me, and I can make sure that you get in contact with the right person. So that is one of the things that, let's see, is this not going to work? Let's see, do I have to do this? Go back in the slideshow. There we go. That's one of the things that the foundation does, is with our funding, is support development projects. The other thing that we do is we support releases. So I don't know, I did see Colin. I don't know if he's in this room because I can't see that far. But Colin is Colin is the release manager, and he's doing a great job of letting us know when there's a new release coming out. Now, the project does the release, and they get it all ready to go, and they update the documentation and do all those really important things. What happens then, that information comes over to us, and I have somebody on my team who talks to Colin and really digs into what is in this release? Why does somebody care? How is somebody going to use it? Because what we are trying to do with advocacy is take the nuts and bolts of the project and what's going on with it and talk about it so different audiences understand why they care. And when I say audience, like one of them could be a decision maker, a C-suite person who's going to make the decision on whether FreeBSD will be their operating system. It could be the developer who's trying to decide if they want it on their daily laptop, for example. So we try to understand what the enhancements and improvements are going on in the project and talk about them so people can see themselves using the operating system. It's always important for people to see themselves being able to use the technology. So that is another thing that we do. So if you like to write, let me know. Well, getting into writing, lots of content. We produce lots and lots of content. And if I click on this, this is going to send me over to a page on our website with all of our content. And I had a little arrow kind of pointing here on my slide next to this. You can filter on whether it's news, a blog, or a newsletter. So we write content that'll be, if you look here on this top line, luckily, I got lucky here that I have a combination of a news piece, which this one here is a podcast that Deb had done with Scrimba? Scrimba. Yeah, so that just got published. We have a blog. I don't even know what that one is. It doesn't look interesting to me. I'll have to ask the team. We have our newsletter, but we have things where we have like a blog that's a little more thought leadership, why you should use FreeBSD. And then we have another blog here that we had published recently on ports and packages. And to give you an example, that request came from Ed, which I think it was given to Ed from people in the community. And he said, hey, can you guys help me write something that's going to help explain this? Because there's confusion out in the community. So that's something how you all can help advocate for the project. You come to me and you say, hey, I think this would be a good topic. And we will look into it and see if we can write something up, if it help answer a question that the community has, help clear up something that is a common question or a common thing that we're always answering. So content is another way that we do this. Okay, we decided that we have to come out and go back in. Does not work the same as on my laptop. And I mentioned media placement, and we work with a PR firm who we talk about different articles. Actually, I talk with him we talk about what our focus is. And so some of the things that we're focusing right now is talking about security, because security we just can't get away from the topic of security and tech. Security and AI, but we're not going there AI right now. We're going to stay on security for a minute. And so we talk with them about the type of topics that we're trying to get out into media publications so that an audience outside of who already knows who I am, who already knows to come to the website to read my blog, can start reading about us and learning about how users are using FreeBSD, or some of the latest enhancements that has happened to the software that is something that would be of interest to the market. So we do a lot of media publications. I think that we have so far, last year I think we placed 8 articles. This year we now are up to 12 with the publication of the most recent one. So our goal was 12, and I'm really hoping that we get about 16 articles placed out there in third-party media. That'll range from technical, like Tom Jones did a couple articles on VPP that the Newsstack published, to more of the thought leadership, like the podcast that was just published with Deb. The other thing we do is a bunch of guides and articles and community resources. And I'm going to go to this page. I did not give you time to click that QR code, but I'll give you time if you want to click that. But if you go out here with these guides, we have lots of guides on how to do things. And this is all intended to help people get started with FreeBSD and do some of those commonly answered questions that they have. These are not meant, none of them, you can see they're all 2, they're either 1 or 2 level. It looks like we have a level 3 here, Introduction to Jails. So these guides are meant to help people get started with FreeBSD. I will tell you that we are going to be spending more time on this. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Deb can yell at me later. I mean, we are looking for a technical person to join the team who's going to help us update these guides and produce these guides as one of the things that they would be doing. Okay, doesn't look like she wants to jump. So another thing you can do is you can run your own install fest. So somebody on the team put together this guide about how to run your own install fest. And this can be done like at a meetup. It can be done at your school, at a university. It could be done as maybe you have a bunch of people really interested in FreeBSD in your organization. So this here is bring everybody together, get some pizza and get some soft drinks, and get everybody together to install FreeBSD. So we have a whole guide, step by step, on how you can do this with your other FreeBSD friends. Another thing we do is our YouTube channel, and it is a channel that we share with the project. It is the channel that I believe things are live streaming on. I know they were live streaming from the Dev Summit. I don't know if they're live streaming right now or not, but John set up the live stream while we were here, but we have this YouTube channel. So then there's lots of playlists. The project has playlists that they put stuff on. We have playlists that we put stuff on. Our stuff is going to be, of course, more advocacy focused. And I'm showing you kind of an example here of on FreeBSD Day, which is June 19th, I decided that I would do, well, the team helped. I shouldn't say it's just me. I ended up doing the interviews, but it was a group effort from the entire team, doing interviews with people in the community. So talking about why they like FreeBSD, how they're using it. And I started these actually at the State of OpenCon when I had some users come up to me and say, oh my gosh, I use FreeBSD. And I started doing these videos, and I found that people loved them. And then people would say, hey, I want to do a video. And I'm like, yay, great, let's do a video. So we did this also on FreeBSD Day. And we did one with Beastie. And somebody looked at me and like, how do you do that with a cartoon character? Well, you're just going to have to listen to the interview. We did figure out how to do an interview with a cartoon character. And Beastie was very honest. And I didn't know they would have that voice. But they are a little sassy. So listen to the Beastie interview, and I hope you like it. So we do talk to end users. And we produce, this is kind of a case study slide, I would say. So we did talk to Antithesis. And we talked to end users to get different stories, or hear how they are using FreeBSD. Because as I mentioned, a very successful technique that I have used at pretty much every other foundation I've been at, we need that technology proof. And we need that, what us in marketing, we call that third-party validation. So this is not us telling people how good FreeBSD is and that the fact that we have a permissive license will allow you to build a proprietary solution. This is Antithesis talking about how they are using it in the product that they are offering to their customers, which is a bug tracking sort of thing, and the solution that they created on FreeBSD. And I have another example, and I don't know if I have any Netflix people in the room because I only can see you when you walk away from me with the Netflix on your backpack. But I wanted to share, there we go, we got one. He has Netflix on the front. But I wanted to share this one because I don't know what happened with this case study, but the first month we published it, it had over 8,000 views. It took every number, every marketing metric I had and just blew it out of the water. And as of today, this case study has had over 11,000 views. And well, I love that because it's a lot of awareness for FreeBSD. What I also love is the fact that they have relied on FreeBSD in an environment that is streaming a ton of information out to many, many people, and it's working. And so I love this case study. I love all my case studies. I wouldn't say I like anyone more than another, but the Netflix one, the community loved it. So I don't know if we're going to be able to hear this, but this is one of those, and I may try to play, and if it doesn't, we'll just kind of flip on through it. This is a gentleman, Daniel, who came up to me at the State of OpenCon and said, I use FreeBSD on my laptop. Let's see let me know if you can hear this.
Hi. Hello, everybody. This is Kim McMahon here. I am here with Daniel, and we are at State of OpenCon, and he came by the FreeBSD booth here and was telling me about how much he loved FreeBSD. So I'm going to turn this a little bit.
Hi. I'm one of those mythical beasts who actually runs FreeBSD as a daily driver for my average desktop experience.
That is not all that mythical, I'm finding. I've talked to quite a few people here who are running it and their day-to-day. But tell me, so why did you choose FreeBSD for your desktop?
Well,
laptop?
I had been a vanilla Windows user and for years, and I think what happened was I saw a video from the 70s of Brian Kernighan with his feet on the desk. And I thought, this guy looks really cool. What is this thing they call a command line? And it kind of spiraled out of control from there. And I got sick of the whole, yeah, Microsoft thing. Didn't want to persevere with that anymore. So I don't know, found out about FreeBSD somewhere, alternative operating systems, and it was like, right, let's try this out. Exciting. And I wanted something that was really customizable, that just had a base system that was simple. I could then put, my own whatever tiling manager or everything I wanted on it, and I'd just be up and away and be able to use it for standard things, bit of software development, and it's.
So yeah, when I get to hear these stories, I mean, this just, I don't know how much it excites you. It really excites me because these are people who, they're using it because they love it. And they're not using it because their employer gave them a laptop with that operating system on it. They went out there and they figured it out. And I have this other one. I won't, let's see. There we go. Let's see if I can get down there. I won't play this one for you. I'll let you listen to this. This is Robin, and I met Robin at the same event. And Robin is using FreeBSD as a network file server in her home. So, I love these stories. How you can help advocate for the project, talk to me or one of my team. We can do one of these interviews. We can do it via video. We can do it via written. We can do it in whatever format you're comfortable. You can tell me it and say not use your name, whatever. But telling these stories really helps advocate for the project because it helps people see themselves using the operating system. And that's when we can show people using how people use the technology, and when people see themselves, somebody similar to them, that's what's going to be growing the adoption. Well, let's see. Okay. A handful of our end users. I'm going to update the slide. I have a bunch more to add to it, so I'm going to make it a lot more crowded. But I wanted to give you just a snapshot of a few of the end users of FreeBSD. And these are in organizational users, like I guess we can call them enterprise users or corporate users. And there's some big names up there that are, and a lot of names that are out there using FreeBSD every day. Early on, and well, I guess where I really started focusing on this, because early on when I got to FreeBSD, something happened with somebody, and somebody said FreeBSD is dead, and I'm like, no, it's not. We have all this going on. And as I started pulling this together, it's like, no, it's not. There's a lot of organizations that are relying on this every single day, and this is exciting. Something else that we do grants and investments. And it looks like my invest got cut off by my QR code. Apologies for that. We give grants, we give. So some of the funding we collect, we earmark for grants to send people, for example, to this event. So I don't know if I have any grant recipients in this room. There we go. I got one. That's awesome. Did I see another one over here? There we go. Thank you. Thank you so much. So they applied for the grant. Was it easy to apply? Yeah? Okay. So it's an easy process to apply for the grant. So we do grants for BSD conferences. We did them for BSDcon, and of course this one. Those are the only two. We don't have any grants open right now because we don't have any other events coming up. But when there's a BSD event, make sure you check with us, especially if you want to go, and we want to help you go. But the other thing is that we get grants and investments from organizations. And so here's a couple of them, and I have more to add, but what I've gotten in here so far is a new one that we got from the Sovereign Tech Fund, and that is an investment into FreeBSD, and the other is a grant from Alpha Omega. And I want to just give you a little example. So we got a big investment from STF, and this is a slide that I have taken from my teammate, and I believe this is what they submitted or what they pulled together for their grant process. So this is here just to give you an idea of the kind of things that they were thinking about when they submitted to STF for that investment. And you can see these are a lot of really good projects that are going to help improve the overall operating system. And then Alpha Omega, which is a Linux Foundation project. They do a lot of funding back to other open source projects that are going to improve security. And this is a timeline I found on one of my teammates' drives, so I have no idea if this is up to date. So, but it gives you a little bit of an idea of the kinds of things, the security things that we're doing with the Alpha Omega grant. Something else we do are working groups. And this is what you can join. We have an enterprise working group, and as part of that, we have an Open Container Initiative working group that works with the OCI, which is also a Linux Foundation project. And both of these are bringing enterprise users together. What kind of features do you need to keep FreeBSD in your environment? So the work that we're doing with our working groups, and we do that, some of the project people join us with that as well, is really important to help understand the features that our enterprise level clients, for example, enterprise level users, that they need, so that we can take this information back to the core team and back when we are figuring out the roadmap for development. Well, not we, the core team is figuring out the roadmap for development. We're just giving them information. The meetings are recorded and they're out on the YouTube channel. If you want to join the enterprise working group, I can click on that. I'll show you where this is. It's kind of down the page if you've hit that QR code. Thank you to Alice for showing me. If we scroll down this page a little ways here, you get to where there's participation, and then there is a monthly working group call that anybody can join and listen to. Let's see, escape and slideshow. So donors, we receive, and I just want you all to know that this happens. We receive funding and in-kind contributions that we then use for the projects and for advocacy efforts and things like that. And they come from organizations and they come from individuals. So these are our organizational donors. Do we publish all our individual donor names somewhere?
We do, unless they ask to be anonymous.
Okay, and that goes on our website, right? Yeah. Yeah, so whoever, I don't remember who I was talking to, but you signed up for my newsletter list and then made a donation here at the event. They were right there. I thought it was you. Thank you very much. Your name is going to go on our website, unless you click the box being it that you didn't want to. But all of these donations are really important to fund the projects that are helping improve the operating system. So if you don't want to write code or write documentation or be an advocate, help advocate for the project, but you've got a big hole of money burning a hole in your pocket, we'll take your money as well. So are you ready to get started? These slides I will have to put somewhere. I don't know where I put them yet. I'll find out from this event, and I will also be making these available on our website. But I kind of grouped this like, you want to are you just getting acquainted, just getting started? Are you ready to learn a little more? Are you ready to contribute? And I added a bunch of links here. So the project page has a great newbies page. Have a Discord server where conversations are going on. The project manages a bunch of mail lists. To your heart's content, you can get way more email just in case you wanted that. But there are actually a lot of really good mail lists with some valuable information, especially if it's in an area of interest for you. We do have some social handles. We have both a project and a foundation social, an account on X, as well as the foundation has a LinkedIn page. There are other pages and other Facebook pages out there that are managed by community members. I didn't list them here, but they are out there. You can join in the conversation there. You sign up for the newsletter. So if you're not part of our newsletter, you can come over to our table, and we have a QR code, and you can sign up for the newsletter right there. And we actually are then doing a drawing of a couple things. Get your FreeBSD gear there. And then I put some links on our user groups, the wiki, the Reddit, the forums, and how to learn about the projects. But then, I want everybody to move on over here into this contribute, where you're going to help me with content, where you're going to help me tell that FreeBSD story. You know, it can be a personal story, it can be a story of how your organization is using it. I want all of them. You can join the project and start, you know, contributing with code and with documentation. I'm only guessing this project is like every other open source project on the planet, and they always need help with documentation. And then, of course, attend, speak, and sponsor events. So sponsoring an event would be sponsoring any one of these type events, a BSD event or event that we put on. But if you're going to attend or speak, let me know, because we're going to help promote that. We can help you out with information if you need it. We can help you out if you want to take stickers, anything like that. And then hosting your own FreeBSD event. I don't know if I showed the page of all the user groups. And I think that's this link over here in the middle. But there's a lot of user groups all around the world. And you can host your own event. And let me know, and we can help provide you with some either information you need, or if we have some swag and can get it to you, we will definitely try to do that. So here's some ways that you can get started and help the project and the foundation advocate for FreeBSD. And you know what? Open source is always a labor of love. Like, you know, we do it because we love the project, we love open source, and we want to see it succeed. And that's why you all are here in this room with me here today. So talk with, we have a number, almost I think every core team member is here. Talk with them, talk with the foundation. We have myself and Deb and Alice and Joe, and I don't know where Ed is right now. Talk with any of us about how you can get involved if you have an idea. And then contribute code, contribute documentation, contribute to advocacy, or contribute to funding. There's a lot of ways that you can contribute to help secure the long-term success of the project. And with that, I will do questions, but that is all. And here's my email. Again, if you want to send me an email and tell me your ideas. Any questions? Alice. Oh, wait, here he comes. Here comes Renee. He's got a microphone for you. Alice is probably going to tell me what I missed talking about, aren't you? Yes. Thank you, Alice. Let me know if I need to go back to a slide. Oh, right.
You might be able to participate. So Kim mentioned the OCI working group, Open Container Initiative. At the moment we have a test project running between sometime September and October the 11th. And that is for running Podman, which is cloud native containers. It's very similar to Docker. On FreeBSD, so you don't necessarily need to know both of them, but if you know one of them, that would be great, because then you can tell us how you find it. And the information for that is on one of the links on Kim's presentation. So we have a meeting every week on Tuesdays in the afternoon UK time, and we're just looking for people to try using it and tell us how they get on, so that we can improve it and work out where we can work on next.
Yep. Thank you. I knew I'd forget something. So Alice is hanging around at our table. You can come talk to her if you're interested in doing that, or if you know somebody who's interested and want to share their name with her. And you can always email me, and I can get them in contact with the right people. Questions? Okay. Well, thank you all. Now you can clap. Thank you.